Alright, so we're here for round 2 on the draw. With a decent hand, we need another land to do anything, but worth keeping, especially since our opponent's on a 6. This deck might be a little top-heavy, but I don't know what we'd play to lower the curve. I guess maybe those 2 Death Disruptors are good. A Flooded Strand and an Atarka. Talk about a little bit over. Talk about a little too heavy. Alright, well, seeing a Flooded Strand turn 1 is pretty good. Unless it's heroic. That'd be real bad for us if this is heroic. Stratus Dancer. Okay, so it's a Jeskai Mantis Rider deck. That's actually pretty bad for us. But we have a Nykthos, we have a Plukernos for next turn. If our opponent doesn't have a red source, that's really good. No red source, that's great. Alright, double Mantis Rider, or double Stratus Dancer. No, we should just get the Plukernos in play. Not try to gain value with the Courser. Because if we draw a land next turn, then we get to Whisperwood or fight both of these things. So... and anticipate. What is our opponent playing? This is a pretty unique 8-man for this video. Oh yeah, there's no scry. I don't know what I was doing. And no land drop. No mana source though. We could fight one of these or play a Courser. I guess fighting actually is just... Nah. Yeah, we should probably just fight. He's just getting burned out of this game. So we fight off one of the Stratus Dancers and attack for 7. And our opponent anticipated into no land, which is kind of crazy. Pretty unfortunate. Opponent is now seeing, what, 14 cards and no red source? Alright. There's another land for our Whisperwood. This Plukernos is going to clock our opponent on a 2-turn clock, and this is a Valorous Stance. Alright. That's even fine because we have Whisperwood. We could potentially play the Plukernos there, but I think putting... Ooh, wow, that's a pretty unfortunate manifest for our opponent. Our 1 of Arbor Colossus. That is really good. Whenever you draw a manifest, like your first Whisperwood manifest, when it's a blood, it's so good. I guess I shouldn't be like still had all these in our opponent who's still stuck on 2 mana. Alright, so Stratus Dancer comes in. And Soulfire Grandmaster. Alright, so I'm gonna get our Courser, or actually no. Since we drew a red, I don't think we're going to die next turn. We're going to attack with both first before the Courser. This way, if our opponent blocks, we just flip up Arbor Colossus. play a Rugged and pass the turn. Get another Manifest, which is a Courser. Curious if our opponent thinks they can get out of this one, but odds are this game is over. Just feels unfair. Looks like in play it looks like a limited deck. So, alright, so Temple of Triumph comes down. Finally found a red source. Continuing the beats. I love it. Alright, so far Grandmaster should sit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So here is 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that is exactly enough. So we will produce 6 mana, play Plukernos, fight the Soulfire. Soulfire down, goes up to 12, and we deal exactly 12. Alright, so let's sideboard. Our opponent has Stratus Dancers, probably has Manus Riders. I want all our anti-air. We're going to Plummet. We're going to Arbor Colossus. We are not going to Xenagos. We are not going to Ugin. We are going to cut some of these Whisperwoods. I guess we can't cut any more Whisperwoods. We'll put one more Whisperwood back in our deck. We should actually cut... We should cut these Whisperwoods because they're just terrible in the matchup and play Nylea's Disciples. And these aren't going to be good either, but they're going to at least give us some life gain, trying to get to our huge late game. Alright. Looks good to me. And this is because we're on the draw. I just don't think Whisperwood Elemental is that great on the draw against any Jeskai deck. Like, they already know they have to attack us in the air. That's obvious. A Rabblemaster could still kill us. Whisperwood's great against that. But it comes down so early if they have like a burn spell to keep our mana off and then play a Rabblemaster. It doesn't take much for them to kill us even through a Whisperwood, so I'm already conceding that I can very easily die to a Goblin Rabblemaster. But what I don't want to concede is to dying in the air from attacks and not have any life gain in my deck for my Genesis Hydros to hit. So we'll keep this. Since we have Seven Caryatid, our best 2-drop mana guy in the matchups, because Wild Slash kills the others. Don't want to keep drawing lands. Wouldn't mind a 4-drop. That's what we're looking for the next 2 turns. Either Pelukino or even a Courser. So something new on turn 3. Courser, Nylea, Xenagos, or not Xenagos, Plukernos. Alright, there's the Stratus Dancer. Alright, there's our Courser. I clicked that a little too fast, but I think we're going to be curving out anyway. That is just fine. I guess we should have kept it in case the top card of our library was like a mana guy, so we could shuffle it away. Alright, yeah, there is the best curve our opponent could have. And that we're going to want to shuffle away immediately before the Courser could die. But without access to a Plummet, I don't feel like we can beat this curve if the Arbor Colossus dies, and it doesn't take much for our opponent to kill the Arbor Colossus. so here comes 5 damages. Good card. Not a good card. Great card. We will play an Arbor Colossus. Now this dies to Disdainful Stroke, Valorous Stance. Yeah, there's the Valorous Stance. This attack drops us to 6, so we need to Genesis Hydra into an Nihilia's Disciple, most likely. Plukernos might be good enough, but if we hit a Disciple, we'll take that over the Plukernos. And we did not, so we'll just take Plukernos. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that if we got more time, we would win this game, but we're not going to get the time. And there's the burn spell, and there's the attack. But we get to be on the play. Alright, so on the play, I don't feel like Nihilia's Disciples are going to do all that much, but we still have so much powerful stuff on the top end that maybe we should just keep our Disciples. And like I said, 3 seems like enough. We already have so many high impact cards in the late game. We don't want to flood too much. Genesis Hydra feels like it's going to be a lot better than Whisperwood, since the 2/2s don't fight Mana Strider that well, and it's kind of, it dies to Stoke. Like, it's just not that good of a card. Oh, our opponent's done 2-0 real fast. Maybe they are mono red. Alright, we will keep this hand. This hand could come back to not to be good at all, but if we hit a land in the next couple turns and our Rattleclaw lives, we should be off to a decent start. Alright. Opponent goes top, so I feel like this Rattleclaw might not be living, but that's okay because we ripped Sylvan Keratin. Oh, that's real bad. Not trying to land this game yet. Yeah, there's a Valor Stance. I was thinking of morphing this, but the issue with that is there's more Lightning Strikes and Wild Slash potential than anything else, and now we stumbled and our opponent has Mana Strider and we still don't have a Plummet. So we just have to play another Courser and hope that hits us a land. There we go, perfect one. We will keep that on top. That should give us enough breathing room if our opponent doesn't have a second Mana Strider. Alright, no second Mana Strider is a good thing. 3 damage is a lot different than 5 damage. Alright, Soulfire. Oh, alright, well here is removal on our Makes me think our opponent has another Valorous Stance, but can we do anything about that? Not really. We just have to play our card and hope it lives. Don't think it will. Hopefully draw land so we can go Rattleclaw into Nylea's Disciple. Get back the 5 life that we just lost. A 5th land. Is this Valorous Stance Rabblemaster? I'm just cracking it just cause. Alright, that was very good. I think our opponent would have Disdainful Stroked that if they had one. Maybe not, but that makes me feel good about this Atarka. So our opponent is Dig Through Timing. With Plains up and with 2 islands in play, I feel like a Painland island might show up, but that's the only way that our opponent is going to be able to represent Disdainful Stroke. Right now we can currently only monsters for 2 if we cast Pelucranos. I'm so curious to see Mana Striders right now, just for the fact that Martyr Dragons is so popular. Maybe this deck actually has a good Martyr Dragons matchup, but I highly doubt it, because Mana Strider seems so bad in that matchup. Maybe the card advantage is enough to keep him in play. I haven't played the matchup, so I don't actually know how it goes, but alright, so our Atarka is going to live. So yeah, we'll just go to 8. Oh, keeping the Soulfire back? I'm fine with that. Dragon Lord Atarka. Kill your team. Alright, that plops down. We attack with Rattleclaw and start chipping away at this 28 life points. Even a hard opponent gains so much life. Oh, the Stoked Flame Soulfire, yeah. I know I got in an attack, but flooding out is great with me. Mentor. Mentor's an interesting one. I'm just glad our opponent's casting a spell right now, because we will be able to fight the Monastery Mentor if we draw a land, but we didn't. But we'll play a Courser. We drew a land, gain a life. We'll bottom this forest, have the Elfiest of Elves on top, play Pelucranos, and attack with Dragonlord. Oh, our Dragonlord Atarka, one of them. One of the legendary dragons from Dragons of Tarkir. Now, if this Pelucranos lives for the turn, I don't feel like we can lose, because we're just going to kill off both creatures. If our opponent just rips a Valorous Stance, that would suck. Alright. Yeah. Just has to say go. Ooh, Hornet Queen on top. That could help. Alright, so we are going to just monstrous this can't do that because I can't re-monstrous against the monastery. But I think our opponent would have killed our guy right away. I guess we can just monstrous once on the monk if something bad happens. So we'll just do 3 and kill this monastery. Yeah, Wild Slash on the elf. And we're going to want to attack with Courser because Courser changes the math for the Dragon Lord. This can get double chumped, but we need a Courser to deal damage at least once. Can't see any top deck actually change anything. I mean, a Dig Through Time maybe. Dig Through Time into End Hostilities or Anger or something, but I don't think our opponent has access to any of those cards, and it feels like we have pretty good control of the game with our 18 power in play. Alright, so that's round 2 against an interesting matchup, one that I haven't played against for a while, but let's go see if we can win this 8-man, and then we'll play another match before we do a small conclusion.